It was a torrential downpour. I don't
Holy
need to say
shit.
anything that you don't already know. I'm just trying to give you a minute to think about that. Like
Rain fucking sideways. I'm doing my first hit that came 7 minutes into the game. No, I'm kidding. And
this is me. I told Erin this earlier, and I'm just going to tell it with you guys because we're all friends. I get so excited every time Erin comes on TV. Again, I'm sitting in my little highlight desk area, and I know when her game's going to come on, and I'm like, okay, and I'm waiting, and I've got my phone up, and I'm taking the video, and then when she doesn't come on right away, I'm like, where the hell is she? What's happening? And then I'm like, oh, we got to wait for Detroit's first series. And the second my little cream machine popped up on that screen looking as cute as can be, only Erin can look that good in rain gear. She's got the wool sweater on. She's got the cute cream matching hat, matching boots. My girl was a monochromatic dream.
Could have spotted me a mile away. Well, I want to pause this conversation, but I'm the same way with you. And I told you this today. Find me 2 other females that do this. I got the TV going in the room, the hotel room, but I got stuff going on. I got masks, I got plucking, I've got teeth whitener. I got to get ready. And so you guys are on. So I just bring my laptop and my YouTube TV, not an ad, but I'd love it to be. And I'm watching you guys and I love it so much. And then you go to commercial, I jump in the shower. Like I got to be out.
I got to tell you, when you told me that,
if you're in.
I love you so much. And
you're
look
out of
here,
commercial?
this is going to be an Erin and Charissa love fest of one another for a second. I don't think it can be overstated how wonderful it is to have a friend that not only does the exact same thing that the other one does, but also will take the time out to listen. Because this is me at 5:30 in the morning in my dressing room before my Sunday show.
I was up.
On a 3-minute long voice note. Just venting to Erin about a few things, just work-wise that, we have such high expectations for ourselves and we want everything to be perfect. So the ability that I had to vent to you and then you immediately calmed me down with a response because you knew exactly what I was going through. If anyone out there has a best friend that does exactly what they do, it is a real goddamn gift because I just was able to then go out and do my job. But if I didn't have that, I probably would have called Steve and he would have been like, what? So thank you for letting me bother you on a day that you're working and getting ready for your job to bitch about mine, and just not in a negative way. We just really want everything to be wonderful. So thank you for being such a good friend. I love you.
We care so much that it's almost to the point that it's suffocating and nauseating for us. And it frustrates us when others don't care as much as we do. So that's a problem and also a luxury. I don't know.
It's a blessing and a curse I think that, and I don't know, whatever respective field you're in, if you're a lawyer, if you're, I don't know, you work in retail. I don't know. If you work in retail and you go into that dressing room and someone's just left all those clothes behind and you're like, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever the situation is, I just want you, Erin, to know how grateful I am that I can vent to you about something and you always offer up a perfect solution. I
loved yesterday's weather. Hold on, we didn't finish that.
Yeah.
I loved a weather like that because
why?
I had really prepared and I felt good about my day in terms of like, I knew the stories I definitely wanted to hit. I'm also psycho. You probably know this. I bring laminated little things and I put my notes in there. Tell people that though,
because I know some people listening either are broadcasters or want to be or whatever, because I think that's an important tip and trick.
So I walk around, which I threw that out, my stupid leather thing, which I got to remind myself, Marley, I got to buy a new one because it was soaked. I have like my notes, the flip chart that tells you the guy's numbers, names, where they're from. Because sometimes you're like, wait, who the hell is this? What's going on?
Yeah, after you're on your 9th string, tackle, whatever.
Exactly. So, and then I have all my stories. But I knew since the weather was going to be really bad, I wasn't going to be able to flip around and look at all this. So I was like, okay, how do I make this as easy as possible? Let's be honest. I'm only getting on 3 times a game, 4 if I'm lucky, if it's a good day. So it was like, prioritize my really good stories that I know I'm going to do.
How many do you go in with? Why am I yelling? Like, how many do you go in with?
I go in with probably 10 to 15. But
10 to 15, really?
I'm going to only get 3.
Like,
I get it.
I didn't know you had that.
I don't love it, but I get it.
Yeah.
So, I put all those on one sheet of paper and I put it inside these little laminated, what are they? Little plastic covers.
Yeah.
Plastic covers. Ooh, good. And then I put it in my little binder. And so I was holding it out just like every time I was like, hey, I want to do this update on Aiden. I want to do this on Brian Branch. I want to do this. I want to do this. So that's great. Also, another thing I thought I was so crafty with, Bill Belichick in bad weather games is always using a pencil. So I use my pencil because what's the point of using a pen? It's getting everywhere. So I was ready.
Yeah.
And I knew my rain gear was cute. Rains, loved it. Thank you so much. They didn't send it to me. I paid for it, but I loved it. And yeah, it was just all the elements. It was like, we really, really wanted a game, unfortunately, but you have Dan Campbell's like flip chart or the play sheet flying
he
around.
Like attaches it onto his belt glasses, or whatever it is. Yeah.
I was happy for Jared Goff, but I'm doing that first hit and Kev comes down to me and I'm talking about how it's the Lions' first outdoor game and the rain is just coming in slanted where I have my earpiece in. I took it out once. There's water inside and I'm like, am I going to have swimmer's ear? Because I'm pushing water in my ear.
Actually, that's not, sometimes I'd be like, okay, relax, don't be paranoid. But that one I actually get where you're like shoving it. Yeah. I thought about that even with like, we clean our ears, but if you keep pushing those earpieces in, at some point we need to do that wax thing.
I'm deaf. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Anyways, I thought it was so fun, but we were soaking wet. And one more thing, I'll shut up after this. No, the hotel we stay at in Green Bay has showers where you can like press the button up or down in terms of the temperature. So then it turns into a competition on our crew. And honestly, after you've been out on the field for 4 to 5 hours at Lambeau, you want to just sit in a hot shower. And I got to 110. Dean Blandino said he did 115, which is crazy.
Which is burning his skin off. Was he wearing clothes in the shower? Because that's the only way you could withstand 115 degree heat. I texted Erin at one point, the end of the game, and I was like, how's my girl doing? She's like, just need a shower and a glass of wine. It's like, but I love that you like those games. Because I would be like, to be honest with you, I don't like those games. Okay?
I get it.
Little Miss pre, half, and post game over here now. I'm like, if it's raining, I'm like, I'd rather be inside, but good for you.
I love dressing up in the elements. I don't like dealing with the elements, but I like it. Like, Brady's upstairs and he's like, oh my God, you can just feel the wind up here. And I'm like, enough. Shush, shushy.
Look down. I'm the one getting blown from the 50-yard line to the 30-yard line.
There was points, it was like closest to the end zone and the wind was blowing so bad. I had to put my back to the wind, but I'm like looking over my shoulder at the play because I was like, it's just getting me in the face. But good for Jared Goff for fucking
I didn't see it in real time because the Fox scheduling of things didn't have on your post game on, but I did see your post game with Jared Goff, and I love you're the best at this. But like,
CBS posted it.
Yeah, I saw it from that. Jared Goff isn't always like, he'll give you more sound bites than anything, and sometimes like he's not like overly animated on stuff. But I loved what he said to you about all of people like questioning if they could play in those elements because they're used to playing in a dome or whatever. But good for the Lions, man. Good for the Lions. I had a chance to sit down with Dan Campbell, as you know.
Talk about it.
Is a Lions love fest right now. So this is not an indictment on the other teams in the NFC North or the other teams in the NFL. But again, as Erin and I have talked about, for Erin, she ends up covering a lot of Cowboys games or 49ers games or whatever. When I first started, I covered a lot of Detroit games because they were not good. I just started, so I was on like the D crew, and it was the 0-16 season, and I probably had 8 or 9 of those 0-16 games. And after a while, just watching the fan base just continue to be discouraged and like, we suck and we just are always going to suck. The same thing with the Commanders. We talked about it last week, how exciting it is, not only for those players, but, I asked Dan Campbell, like what he gets like from the vibe of the town. When he goes out to dinner or gets coffee or whatever, like what are people saying? And it was so sweet. He was like, I get from fans, like, I wish my dad was still alive. Yeah. So he could see the success that the Lions are having as a lifelong Lions fan, or, it's just so exciting that I get to bring my kids to a game and they're good. And just like all of these different things, I think that it can't be overstated that sports is not just about the game on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. It's like, it's a family thing. It's like, community kind of a thing. I remember when the Seahawks were rolling and they were doing so good, like my nieces and nephews dressing up in, Seahawks colors and going to school, and everyone got excited for the game. So the success of said team has a ripple effect on the community. And it's just really cool to see the Lions have success when that franchise has like been starving for something for so long. So
say the best part that he said though about letting him down, because I was dying to know what was going through your head when you're like, I got him.
Well, so Dan Campbell, for any of you guys that don't know, he is a very passionate person. He is like,
and it's not bullshit.
He's not bullshit. He is a man's man too. Like he played in the league, got his coaching start from Sean Payton, and just, you can feel like his unwavering like dedication to these guys as like a leader of men. The best way that I could like equate it to is like a general in the army, where it's like he's leading these guys into battle, not to sound dramatic, but like he will like risk his life for them. Like he will do anything for them. And he's just so dedicated to turning this franchise around, and like his commitment to these players. Anyways, so I had mentioned something about Jared Goff, who, by the way, in his own story of like feeling like he got
good for you,
just
Jared
thrown
Goff.
to the curb, and I know it's a business,
And
but
didn't
still,
say shit about it.
we
Didn't
all
say
have
a
egos, okay? We all
Yeah.
have egos. And when you've been removed from, a job because you didn't have, the said success that you're this, success that you were supposed to have in that certain position, and you get another opportunity to show that, no, I am a good quarterback, or I am good at whatever the respective whatever the job is. I just love second chances, and I love redemption stories. So in this particular case, I said to him, I was like, Jared Goff said you're the best leader that he's ever known. And it got to Dan Campbell, and he got emotional about it, because you can tell how much he cares. And I just really like that. And I remember leaving that interview and being like, how do you not want to play for a guy like that? It's.
And he said, I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
Oh, bleh.
Yeah. So
Can you imagine him on the trophy stand at
absolutely.
the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.